this one? Oh, this one is just going to capture just the properties. Okay, but I want to application capture. Want to display Discord. I don't need that part. Guess I just there we go. Okay, it's going to be about properties discard. There we go. That's what I wanted. Just the window. Put it like this. We can do it like this to just get the good stuff. Is that reasonable? I think that's reasonable. We can do something like, sorry, I'm messing with it just so I can get a good sense of just the major stuff that we want to see. Yeah. Maybe this shouldn't change. Oh, okay, it does change. That's annoying. Okay. In that case, that's a good size. I think that's reasonable. Yeah, that's a good size. Okay. So here I can talk, and we can see things, but I can still see what's going on in my thing. Okay. So after playing the game a little bit, I went through and I wrote some suggestions. We also have some bug reports, but we're not going to look at those. But one of them was possibly adding a way to make renewable resources like ores, stone, wood, and fiber. These were already kind of asked about in other suggestions, but this was just a way to kind of consolidate them all into one suggestion. Some kind of tree planting via saplings or acorns that are occasionally dropped by tree chopping. The big issue that I saw that we've been talking about in the Testers General channel is that when you're playing, you get this problem where you break a big, so like imagine the screen being your world like it is in here in the actual game. Properties, why is okay. I see. Yeah, I mean here this is your entire screen. No, actually I think there's a way to okay, so that's actually kind of fun to play with. So what happens if I kind of come over here? That's an interesting way to play the game. Huh. I don't love it. That would be an interesting way to play, but I don't quite love it. So this would be just, this is just my screen, I guess. This makes it perfectly my screen, and then if you increase, okay, so that's what people say. If you increase your render distance just enough, you get just past your screen, so then you can, it doesn't feel like you ever have that problem. One issue is, let's say you finish this entire screen. Or even we change the render distance down to really low, right? So all the way down here. Well, let's say I clean this entire area out, right? Well, now the issue is I've cleared this area, and then I clear the area outside of it, and you keep doing that as you progress in the game because you're breaking materials, you know, as the game wants you to. Well, now you run out of space. Not that you run out of space, but you can easily teleport back to this teleporter. But now I have to walk, like even just to get iron, I have to walk all the way out. And like, yes, I see wood. I can get wood. But like the first iron I see isn't until there's my first coal that I've seen, you know? And that took me 5-10 seconds, but as you continue to do that, you're going to get up 30 seconds, 40 seconds, you know? If it takes me a minute just to go collect ores, that's just kind of annoying. So that was our first suggestion, you know? Was long time play there. Second one was craftable waypoints or travel linkers. Basically, just the ideas are just we can either have renewable resources, you know, for exploration balance, you know. Also, like a tunnel of quarry blocks for making, like being a mid-game structure, so you can like build them, but it like slowly generates ores. Not that it's like an automation type thing, but not necessarily like fast. Ore generation through weather events, overtime in unused map chunks, however that can be defined. You know, these are just ideas. One that I really liked was this quarry structure instance of mining zones. So like mid to late game progression, right? You build out a block, and then you can create that into a multi-block structure or something called like a quarry. You can go into the quarries, and they have different types of renewable then ores. You still have to mine them yourself, but this allows for a very repeatable game, like randomized limited supply each time, and it could even have like an amount of time that you could spend in there, or an amount of time that it like will regenerate, like it will generate back up. And maybe Stratus has said maybe you got to prospect the tile to see what kind of ore it will have, and then that's the certain resource you'll be able to obtain from it, and it will eventually dry up. Now, anything that dries up, in my opinion, in a game like this, should have a way to like undry, you know, even if it takes an extremely long time, you know, that's better than just having a completely useless tile then, you know. Not that tiles are of lacking in a game that has an infinitely expanding border, but even in an infinitely expanding game, you don't really have an infinitely expanding space because you always have to be next to your base of operations. You can move that, but your inventory is rather small and you can't hold all your stuff. So yeah, that could get kind of annoying. Someone said something about producing gravel and sand because you have to break the scenery in order to get them, which Stratus totally right there. I agree. And there's some other suggestions and some other bugs, but I guess we're going to get back into. Oops, I didn't mean to move that. The game. I have learned something. You know, we talked to the other guys that were playing the game, and of the items that we're looking to get, the anvil is probably the most important. because of the fact it gives us access to the... Alright, how did... Ow, no. I'm gonna die. I want to kill you. Oh, drop off my stuff. Ow. There we go. Kill the slime. I gotta kill this other one. I don't know how they're getting in here. Slime, blob, doesn't really matter. But, okay, we got it. We did die, but luckily I put all my stuff away. Alright, in that case, we should have enough copper now to... Yes, good. We now have enough copper to get a pickaxe from the crafting table. So we need a shovel in order to... Oh my gosh, I did it twice. I literally did it twice. Got 2 axes. Not paying attention. Oh my gosh. Okay. So, this, I guess, is not stone. This is actually gravel, which is a renewable resource needed for bricks, which is how you make the windmill. I thought it was 30. I thought it was 30 copper. It is 30 bricks. So we need bricks. 30 bricks. I missed a call. I did not see that. Oh, can't collect it. Alright, give me a second. I don't know what's making the game. Give me 1 second, everybody. I need to close some tabs that are making my game lag, and there's something at my actual door, so I'll be right back. That's what's eating up all my screen. cooking. All right, this time we're making a pickaxe. There we go. Okay. Give me 1 second.